Right, next up, as we continue along here, we've got USC and Purdue. USC 21 point road favorites, 58 the total in this game. I mean, there's not many offenses through two games that have looked better than Jaden Maiava and this USC offense. Holy shit, they have been phenomenal. There's no denying that whatsoever. I've been impressed with what I've seen through the air. And look, maybe we should have seen this coming because he played very well in the bowl game for USC last year, Maiava, that he could use that as a springboard into this year. But boy, oh boy, this Lincoln Riley, Jaden Maiava at quarterback led USC Trojans offense has been, they've been unstoppable. I mean, 73 points against Missouri State, 59 points against Georgia Southern last week. The numbers are just absolutely off the chart, spectacular right now for Jaden Maiava. They're having success doing, really whatever they want right now. They've been running the football very well, 309 on the ground against Georgia Southern. Jamarian Samuel, O.J. Arnold, and of course they've got great receivers. Or actually, Wayman Jordan, King Miller, great running backs, and of course two great receivers in Mekhi Lemon and Jacoby Lane for USC as well. They're excellent. Their offense is damn good, and we saw Maiava roll obviously in the bowl game. That's a damn good USC offense right now, no question about that. But there's always a but. Missouri State and Georgia Southern. Well, Missouri State actually bounced back. I kind of like that Missouri State team. I thought they were that was a great side last week for Missouri State against Marshall. I thought, what's Marshall doing laying more than a touchdown? Totally rebuilt football. Yeah. And Missouri State ended up beating them outright. So Missouri State, that's what makes that 73 points very impressive from USC against them, because they only gave up 20 points to Marshall last week, Missouri State. So that offense is for real. No doubt. So for me, totals-wise, I could only look over this total. I think there's going to probably be a good chance for points here in this game against Purdue. Purdue defense has faced Ball State so far this season, and of course last week it was Southern Illinois. So I don't want to make too much of them shutting out Ball State and only giving up. I agree. Southern Illinois. Shit. They're facing a totally different offense right now with Maiava playing the way he is right now. No question about that. I do like the Purdue offense, though. Ryan Brown has played pretty good. He was here last year. And don't forget, Purdue's offense took a step. There was an uptick. There was definitely an upward trajectory in the offense when Ryan Brown took over at quarterback last year with Purdue. And this year, I'm not saying he's a great quarterback, but he's competent. They've got Devin Mockabee running the ball for them. It's a couple of receivers. They've had some success moving this football. Again, they haven't played anybody to the caliber of USC, but you start to look, too, at the USC defense. Danton Lynn did a great job last year, big turnaround for them on that side of the football. But through two games, I've got concerns. Missouri State had moved the football. The secondary, as Andrew G says in the chat, is still a concern. And Georgia Southern was able to move the football. J.C. French and Georgia Southern, they scored a touchdown right off the hop. Georgia Southern went right down the field and scored against USC's defense. So there's still a couple of things that bother me about the USC defense. Nothing bothers me about their offense. They've been absolutely great. So I think the over could get there in this game. Here's the concern with buying into laying 21, though, with USC in this game. Go look at Lincoln Riley and USC. And this was the team I was talking about earlier, that they were just a disaster every time they went to the Midwest or to the East Coast for road trips last year, USC. In their first year in the Big Ten with Lincoln Riley and for USC for this program in the Big Ten, here's what they did last year when they went on a road trip in the Big Ten. They went to Michigan. They lost outright as favorites. They went to Minnesota. They lost outright as favorites. They went to Maryland, okay? A Maryland team that really wasn't any fucking good last year. And they lost outright as favorites. That's 0-3 straight up and against the spread. Not just against the spread, straight up. 0-3 as favorites. Last year, USC, when going on the road in Big Ten play to either the Midwest or the East Coast. Michigan, at Maryland, at Minnesota. They lost all three of those games as favorites. That's got me leaning Purdue here, even with how dominant and amazing the offenses look for the Trojans so far. That is a very clear track record that Lincoln Riley and this team has had major problems going on the road and making these long travel spots in Big Ten play. And Purdue, look, it's against very weak competition so far, but I think there's already been a culture change, a culture shift, some positive momentum, some positive energy with Barry Odom taking over here as head coach. I'm actually leaning Boilers here at 3 touchdowns as home underdogs. CMAC, that's just a bad track record. That's all there is to it. 0-3 last year as favorites. Outright losses on the Big Ten road at Minnesota, Maryland, and Michigan for this USC team. That's why I don't want to lay this many with them in this game. CMAC, what do you think?
No way. No way. I'm on Purdue here. Give me Barry Odom here as a 3 touchdown dog. I think there's a long way to go on both sides of the ball, but SC's talented. Odom too. I think he knows Jaden Mayava a little bit as well back at UNLV. So I think Purdue will be prepared here. It's hard to not say this game goes over too. I agree. How is there not some points here? These defenses play all of a sudden really, really good. I'm sure the weather's fine this time of year too, right? Double to 84 degrees. Yeah. So Purdue, take the 3 touchdowns, and I like the over. I agree.
All right, let me just take a look at the early week forecast here. Yeah, with USC and Purdue. I think it's going to be pretty solid for this game as of now. Yeah, no rain, light wind. It's supposed to be perfect in West Lafayette, Indiana.
They win, but I don't know. I don't think they win by 3 touchdowns. Maybe they do.
Again, go look at it. They made 3 Midwest or East Coast Big Ten.
They were bad
games last year. They lost all 3 outright as favorites: Michigan, Minnesota, Maryland. Michigan was good, not great. Minnesota was mediocre, and Maryland was a bad football team, and they lost that game still.
Yes,
outright as favorites, USC.
And nothing against Lincoln Riley. I think he's a solid football coach, but I'd rather have Barry Odom in a game like this.
I don't disagree. He did a great job with UNLV
as a dog.
I already think he's done nice work here, just beating the shit out of teams. Like, if they've struggled with bad teams, that's one thing.
Yes.
They pounded the piss out of these 2 teams. So, like I said, I think there's a new energy here with Barry Odom here with this program.